79 of those donations still have not been returned, despite campaign finance laws banning foreign contributions. But no one seems to care. Joining us right now, two people that do. Got Erin Maguire is going to help us out, and Mark Thiessen together. Guys, great to see you. First off, Erin, to you. Something suspicious is going on here in New York. Mamdani, 34 years old with no experience and a smile that never leaves him, sweaty on the debate stage, but suddenly he's got a consistent 20-point lead. Do you see anything in this foreign influence?
Well, it's easy to understand why there is so much foreign weigh-in and foreign interest in this Zoran Mamdani race in New York City. Zoran himself, an immigrant to the United States from Uganda, is on video saying that he came to the United States to shape this nation to reflect the one he came from. And let's be honest here, that foreign money coming into campaigns, Brian, you're right, that is illegal. And at best, it's just sloppy work by his campaign. But at worst, it's much more nefarious. There are outside countries and entities trying to bolster someone who would be the mayor of the largest city in the United States. And where does this all come from? This is a socialist who, for whatever reason, is now about to become the mayor. And that reason is Democrat egos in New York. Cuomo was chased out of the governor's office for sexual harassment and killing COVID patients in nursing homes, let alone decimating New York's economy. But he decided he needed to run. And then Eric Adams himself was indicted and had flaws and issues and was not delivering. But Democrats in New York couldn't put up anybody reasonable. And so now we're staring down a socialist 34-year-old who's about to destroy New York. My only hope, I have two. One, he doesn't destroy it so much that we can't come back from it. And two, whatever the political reckoning is for New York on the other side of Zoran Mamdani's win, I hope it means that Elise Stefanik becomes the governor of the state.
Mark?
So as far as TikTok, communists know their own. He's a communist. Look, I know he says he's a democratic socialist. He calls himself a socialist. You know who else called themselves democratic? The Democratic People's Republic of North Korea, the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, the Democratic Republic of East Germany. Every communist regime in history has called themselves democratic. He is a communist. He has said that he wants to seize the means of production, abolish private property, and he said from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. He put that out on X, which comes straight from Karl Marx, and it's something that Joseph Stalin put in the Soviet Constitution as the definition of communism. So let's not beat around the bush and call him a socialist. He's a communist. And I'd also like to know, how much is the value of tipping the scales in TikTok in this election as a foreign contribution? The Chinese Communist Party is making that decision to tip the scales towards Zoran Mamdani. That means he is taking an in-kind contribution from the Chinese Communist Party, which is helping him by amplifying him on TikTok and pushing down his opponent.
We saw the same thing, and they're going to bat for the Palestinians. We know that. Everything is anti-Semitic, and you're not going to see much pro-Taiwan reports and algorithms. I don't know how that happens, but they should have banned TikTok a year ago. The president's still waiting on it. Meanwhile, from Portland to Chicago and now New York City, ICE agents are being painted as the villains, not the criminals that they're targeting. You got Portland local police look the other way. In Chicago, city leaders make ICE the enemy. And now in New York City, ICE raids along Canal Street have exposed illegal immigrants selling fraudulent merchandise. But instead of outrage over the law breaking, Democrats are rolling out a master ICE tracker to help illegals avoid arrest. And once again, attacking law enforcement for protecting American laws, borders, and communities.
That I know best because I helped build a Holocaust museum sitting next to Holocaust survivors about what the Nazis did in those early years.
No, I understand that.
I'm not talking about the Holocaust. I'm talking about what they were doing, taking away people's rights, arresting people, asking them for papers. Early on in an authoritarian regime, wherever it is in the world throughout history, this is what happens. It's the beginning of something very bad for our country.
ICE is a reckless entity that cares little for the law and even less for the people that they're supposed to serve.
Erin, ICE is the enemy. Nazis, Gestapo, not backing off. Why? Why do they think this is a winner?
Because Democrats fully believe and have for decades that law enforcement is the issue and not a support to their community. You can go back and look at the defund the police movement. You can look at them saying that Border Patrol agents were whipping migrants at the border, which was categorically false, but widely pushed by the liberal lunacy media and Democrats. And now you're continuing to see that they want to attack ICE. And why? Because they want to systematically handicap law enforcement in this country. It's Democrats and their allies. They believe by taking out law enforcement that they will ultimately get the means that they want in the United States. And here's the thing. When criminals are the ones that Democrats more fully support, illegal immigrants, you know who loses there? Citizens, legal immigrants, your friends, family, and neighbors, because Democrats and their allies have decided that attacking law enforcement and ICE and trying to dox them instead of safe communities is a better message for the American people. If you can make it make sense, Brian, I'd love to hear it.
Mark, illegal immigrants selling knockoff paraphernalia, shopkeepers in New York City on Canal Street called the cops to help. They didn't, so ICE came in. It seems like it's, everything's backwards in this story.
It is entirely. And look, first of all, this calling ICE Nazis is just, these are our fellow Americans. These are law enforcement officers. These are people with families. It's just and doxing them is just crazy. But it's also political suicide for the Democrats. The Democrats have lost 2 presidential elections on the issue of illegal immigration. They lost to Donald Trump on this in 2016. Then they came back into power, and you'd think they would have learned their lesson. And instead what they did is they unleashed the worst border crisis in American history, which helped usher Trump back into the White House. And so now that Trump is back, what are they doing? Do you think they've learned their lesson? Do you think they're moderating? They're going back to the Clinton policy of being opposed to supporting legal immigration but opposed to illegal immigration? No, they're targeting ICE. They're sending senators to El Salvador to meet with gangbangers. They're storming ICE facilities. They're creating apps to track ICE. They have learned nothing from the American people. New York Times poll. 9 in 10 Americans want every single illegal immigrant with a criminal record to be deported from this country. If you're on the wrong side of a 90-10 issue, you've got a political problem.
ICE agents, if you're watching and your families, the 4 of us thoroughly appreciate you, and most of the other people watching right now do. Guys, thanks so much.
Amen.
Appreciate the debate. Next on this show, how to push to redistrict will impact future elections like the next one.